to round 5 of Club 50, which is products I've used at least 50 times, so we're gonna just dive right in. Some of these have already gone on to be used 100, 150, a few of them even 200 times, but I didn't realize I fell as far behind with this project as I did until I went back to look, when was the last time I posted up there? I said, oh, I should do that. So this is round 5. The first thing we've got is this Bliss Rose Gold Rescue Gentle Foaming Cleanser. So you probably saw the smaller ones in the empties videos I've done. This is the full-sized one, and we're down to, where are we with it? Right here currently. So about halfway through this, not quite, almost. Yeah, I'm kind of over this one. I'm very excited to use it up and just get it out, because I'm like, at first it was really nice, and now I'm like, it's not doing it for me now, but it was cool at first, but I think I was over it before I even got to the full-sized one. So, lesson learned, go through the smaller sizes first, and then if you still like it that much to get the full size, then get the full size. But this one, I jumped the gun a little because I thought they were discontinuing it. I think they did, actually. So I wanted to grab it while I still could, but now I'm like, I think I see why they discontinued it. It's not as great as I initially thought. But yeah, this has been definitely used more than 50 times. I think this one is one of the things that rolled over into the other groups of this too, but I had to get this group done as well. So otherwise it would make no sense to show those first and then go back and be like, well, it also made it into 50, obvi. Anyway. And the next thing was the First Aid Beauty Hydrating Eye Cream that, again, initially I was loving, but I think very possibly was responsible for that frickin' eye infection from hell, so I am not going to buy the full size of that after all, like I thought I was going to. Now I'm like, I'm good. We don't need to invite any further trouble, thank you. But initially it was really nice. I don't know what went wrong with it. It's not like it was old or outdated, it just, something about this one. It's really weird. It's the only time this brand has ever given me a problem, but they're very done with this. So then, where is it? This one deserved to be in the higher ranks than just 50, but this also was sitting on the edge of my sink for, honestly, literally years, like half done. I was being very precious with it, because I don't think they sell this scent anymore. But I finally was like, you know what, this is silly, I need to just use it up. So at least it made it into Club 50, but I think I used it up before I got to 100, but normally I can get like 200 out of a Bath & Body Works soap. But this was the Wild Honeysuckle, which was one of my all-time favorite scents they have ever done. Every so often they bring it back for like a limited time, and whenever they do, I grab it. But it's not that often that they do this one anymore, and that makes me sad, because this was like one of my staple favorites ever. And you can see how sun-bleached it got, because that was the side getting beaten by the sun versus even that side is bleached out, but not as bad. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so tired. You can see the back is still full color though. But yeah, that one should have made it into higher ranks than it did, but because it was already like half empty by the time I started this project, I couldn't go backwards and count stuff that I wasn't tracking, you know? So then, likewise with the next one, same exact story, so we don't have to say it twice, was the BeatleBabe, which also was up there for quite a while, but they at least discontinued this one more recently than they did. But when I found out they did, I was like, shit, I didn't buy a backup of that, so I got very precious with that one too, till it was gone, but they have similar ones at this point where I'm like, I can more or less kind of fake it with ones that they've got that are close enough to where I'm like, it's close enough. But, yeah, I really liked that one too. Not as much as the Wild Honeysuckle, but I did like that one a lot. So then we have, this still has some in it. I'm not done with it yet. But this is the Burt's Bees Sensitive Toner with aloe vera. I'm gonna be honest, I don't totally love this one. It honestly breaks my skin out more often than not. when it's gone, I am not repurchasing this one, but I am going to use up what I've got. It's just, of all of the ones for Target to screw up and have accidentally sent me two of course it was this one. But because it didn't have the safety seal on it when they sent it to me, I couldn't in good conscience resell that either. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just use it. But yeah, I'm like, it's okay, but for my skin, I don't know what it is about it. It just tends to piss it off, which is ironic, given it's supposed to be for sensitive skin, right? And yet it's the only one of their toners that pisses off my skin. Don't know why that is. It just is. It's comical to me because usually my skin loves aloe anything, except that particular toner. It just is not into that one. I'm noticing a common theme here of a lot of the products in this particular group of Club 50. Just, I'm like, I am over it. But there's a couple of them where I'm like, I would get that again. But most of them I'm like, no. But still, I'm good about using stuff up. So, next one is this one I did like a lot, and was the other one of the three that was just like hanging out on my sink side for freaking ever so long that this one, there went a piece of the label, like it is like even falling apart. But Golden Apricot was really, really, really nice. This one, I think they only sold this one once, because this was from that Fresh Pick collection they did way back in, oh god, I don't even want to think how many years ago it was, but for reals, I mean, the soaps stay good pretty indefinitely, like, let's be real, so I wasn't worried about that, but they only sold it the one time, so I made that one last for freaking ever. I had two of it, but that was my second one. It got to the point where I finally dug out my oldest ones in my collection from the back of the cabinet, pulled them to the front. I'm like, let's make a concerted effort here to use up the oldest stuff. But yeah, the stuff like that where it's like, I was saving it for a rainy day. I had to ask myself, why? Why are you doing that? Why would you not just enjoy it and move on with your life? This is silly. So yeah, that's why you keep seeing a bunch of real oldies on here all of a sudden, because I'm making a point of using up the oldest ones. But anyway, so that was that. But if they ever brought that one back, I would absolutely buy that one again. Like, that one was really nice. Like, that smelled more peach to me than apricot, but I think that's why I loved it so much. And you know how I am with peach anything from Bath & Body Works, so. Then we had the Schmidt's Fresh Fur and Spice, which, it's not that it was bad. It worked really good. I mean, especially because it was one of the ones I think was made for men, really, but, like, there's no rules about that. I personally just had a hard time willing myself to wear it since I blind bought it online, because it sounded good in theory. But if I had smelled this one in person first, I don't think I would have bought it, because it smells Old Spicy, but not in the good way. Like, I normally like the smell of Old Spice, but this one is, like, somehow, like, actually, no, I shouldn't compare it to that. I think this one was closer to Axe, and I can't stand Axe. And I have one uncle that, like, drowns himself in it, and I was like, ew, I just smell like him now, but I'm not okay with this. But at the same time, I used it, can't resell it because I used it, and I can't even pass it on to somebody else because I used it. That's gross. So I guess I'm gonna use it up. But yeah, I mean, for somebody else, I'm sure this stuff's great. But for me, I was just like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not doing that one twice. Now I know. Then another oldie but goodie was the Bath & Body Works White Cherry in Thyme, which initially, when I opened it, I totally thought if they ever bring this one back, I will be so happy and buy it again. But by the time I reached the end of the bottle, I was like, actually, no, I don't think I would. I'm kind of over this particular scent. Like, it was very perfumey at first, and I thought I liked that about it. But by the end of the bottle, I was so sick of this one. I was like, no, actually, I see why they don't sell this one anymore. So there's that. This one still has stuff in it. This is the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Hydrogel Moisturizer, which even in the review for this, I was not feeling it, but again, I'm using it up because I opened it, but this is one of those weird ones that it doesn't go down as it uses up. It's got like that suction pump at the top, so it goes up as you use it. So it's still got like this much to go in there, and I'm like, please hurry up. I honestly hate this one. It is not what it advertises itself at all. It makes it sound like it's a water gel. It's not. It's not. It's a normal ass freaking cream. And it's like a really heavy one that doesn't like to sink in well unless you give it help with other products. I'm like, I'm not buying this one twice. Like, ugh. At least it's going faster than that other water gel from them that was a true water gel that lasted like 2 damn years. Like, at least this one's going faster even with sparing use, so has that going for it, but yeah, I'm not into this one. Like, it's cheap. I mean, it's okay, but on my skin, I'm like, it doesn't play nice with mine. It does not like to absorb. And I've tried it even like on my arms and stuff to use it up faster, and it does the same exact thing. It just stays really greasy, and I'm like, it's not that great. I found it does help it absorb if after I put it on and wait a couple of minutes, if I take that Pixie Glow Mist and like spray that over it and then pat it in, then it absorbs. That makes no sense. You would think something that is already oily, adding oil on top of that's only going to make it worse, right? But somehow it doesn't. Somehow it helps it penetrate and actually get into the skin and do what it's supposed to do. So I did find that little workaround. It's the same thing I'm doing with that Cottage Greenhouse Serum too. That's the same way I made it work for me. So that's why I thought to try it with this, and that's how this is getting used up. But before that, yeah, I was like barely touching it because I was like, it just stays so greasy and it's so nasty looking. But that workaround does work. I imagine it probably works with other facial mists too. I just haven't tested it with those, but that's what I have open right now, so I tried it with that, and it definitely works with that. But I would say if you have anything open like that, at least try it if you're having the same problem with this product, because I think you might have the same thing where don't know why that works, it just does. So, and then the last one in here is one more soap that hit 50, was the Arctic Berry. Now this one I would and have bought more than just once, because this one actually is pretty nice, and I feel like they do tend to bring this one back, like, maybe not every winter, but they do bring it back a lot of years. So it's like, sometimes they alternate years, sometimes they do it in subsequent ones, but I've seen this one come back a lot of times, and this one's nice. I do like it. I would get it again in the future if I buy during a winter sale and see it there, because this one is pretty good. It's not obnoxious with the berryness about it, which is a very fine line to walk with me, because berry scents can either be really nice or really gaggy barfy if they overstep the line. So this one I think was just the right mixture of not being too heavy on the berry side, but also having like some woodsy notes and even a little bit of floral mixed in that just balanced it and make this one really good. So this one totally would recommend it buy again. So that was round 5 of Club 50. So yeah, I know I sound like a hater in this one. I'm aware. Not all of them are winners, and that is also part of why I do these. Just like when I do the empties videos, I tell you the ones where I was like, this I would buy again, this was a piece of shit I would not. Like, I have no problem being real with it, because a lot of times, between the time when I initially review it versus when I've used it up, my feelings can change 100% on a lot of things, I have found. So, anyway, don't mind me changing my mind, as is my right. But anyway, that's it for this one, so as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddit, everything and more. It's all down below, and if you like what I do here on this channel, you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.